Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for attending the online annual meeting of the membership of the American Harp Society. I cannot tell you, I'm sure, how much I'm looking forward to holding this meeting in person next summer. But I do appreciate everyone being here today online. I know it's not easy. This is our annual business meeting of the Society, and we're delighted to have you here. I want to open the meeting, call the meeting to order, and move to our first item of business for this annual membership meeting, which is the approval of the minutes from the 2020 meeting. The minutes appear in draft form in the American Harp Journal, volume 27, number 4, the winter 2021 issue. The draft minutes are also included as a download option in the agenda in AHS Live. These minutes come to you as a draft motion approved by the Board of Directors at their meeting in March of 2021. So they come as a standing motion to the floor. We've created a poll in the chat function. You can go into the chat function and vote yes, no, or abstain on the minutes. And we'll take a few minutes to do that here. Maybe not a few minutes, but I'd like to welcome you to the chat. Please cast your vote in favor of or in opposition to the minutes from the 2020 annual membership meeting. We'll just give you a little time to do that. All right, thank you all. I will get a report on the outcome from that voting and report back to you before the end of this meeting on the status of the minutes approval. It's one of those things virtually that doesn't happen instantaneously like it would in a live meeting. If there's any information that we need to add, I'm going to have to ask for one of the technical support behind the scenes to do that. Because of my status in this meeting, I can't actually see the poll, nor can I participate in it. But I know we'll take care of that. So moving on in our agenda, the next item on the agenda are items for information. Our first report comes from our treasurer, Elaine Litster, who joins us today from a remote time zone to present the status of the American Harp Society funds. Thank you very much, Elaine, for being here.
And thank you, Lynn, for this opportunity. Fiscal year 2021 has been a year of financial uncertainty as we adapted to the world health crisis, built programs to support our membership in the Harp community, and took steps to provide increased services in a virtual world. Fortunately, the American Harp Society has weathered the storm well with committed individuals and sound financial management. The American Harp Society maintains 3 accounts for the purpose of supporting annual expenses and planning for the future, as well as 1 fully endowed donor restricted fund. The operating account, or cash reserve account, which is housed with Stifel Investment Services, and the checking account housed through TIAA Bank have a combined balance of $379,327 at the end of the fiscal third quarter, May 31st. The funds functioning as an endowment account, also housed at STIFL, has a balance of $453,225. This amount represents a 14.71% gain for the current fiscal year. The newly created and endowed Ruth Wickersham Papalia Scholarship Fund, which supports emerging undergraduate harp performances majoring in their pursuit of a music degree, currently has a balance of $96,688. This Treasurer report represents the current financial position of the American Harp Society as of the 1st of June and is respectfully submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. Very much appreciated. We will include all of those figures in the printing of the minutes from this meeting, and you'll be able to reference those in the upcoming journal, in the winter journal for 2022 of the American Harp Society. And based on information that we're going to share later, we will also be able to put that information available to you behind the member login on the new website. So just in case you didn't get all of those figures, you will have them. Additionally, this meeting, as it is happening as a part of the whole Summerfest events, will be available online to view behind the member login. So you can always reference this information in the next year. I have word that the minutes have been approved. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for that. The minutes of the 2020 annual membership meeting have been approved as presented, and we'll move on to our next report, which is coming to you as a PDF attachment. The following report is from the American Harp Society Foundation. The foundation submitted a very thorough and very comprehensive, fascinating report of their work in the last year. They were not able to be with us today. However, the report, again, is available to you in two forms. It is available within the app for Summerfest at AHS Live, and it is also available on the website, on the American Harp Society website, the web address, harpsociety.org/giving, and the report can be downloaded from there and you can read it. I'd like to mention at this time while we're talking about this is if you go to that giving section of the website, you'll notice that there is a direct link to the American Harp Society Foundation website. I encourage you to take that link, click on the link, go over to the website for the foundation, look at what the resources are, look at what the foundation does, look at the things they support and the programs they promote, and become familiar with what the opportunities are, especially opportunities for students being offered through the work of the foundation. So I thank them for submitting this report today, and I'm very happy that we can share it with you. You can download it and print it if you'd like to read it, or you can view it on the website or through the app. So thank you very, very much to the American Harp Society Foundation, their board president, Carrie Corcomelis, and all the members of the board of the foundation who work on behalf of the harp and harpists. We're very grateful. We have a membership report coming to you, which will be presented by our Executive Director, Catherine McManus, and I thank her for this report upcoming.
Good afternoon. It's been a challenging year for our membership with COVID and the lockdowns. The harpists are a resilient lot. Many of you have found ways to continue working and teaching online. We hope the discounts that AHS has provided on all our memberships and our national programs have been very supportive for you. This chart shows the distribution of our members in various categories, the largest being our regular adult members. We're also pleased to have several hundred student members, hoping that will grow, and are honored to have welcomed 3 new life members in the last year. We're also thrilled to announce that AHS has reached a goal of over 3,000 active members in the Harp Society. That's very exciting. We want to keep going up from there. Many of our 68 chapters have also been very active this year despite the pandemic. supported by a strong team of regional directors. All have completed officer training sessions. Meetings, recitals, competitions, and even music education auditions and evaluations have been creatively adapted to the online environment. Several regions gathered together online for fun and fellowship, even Harp Bingo. Congratulations to everyone who kept their service to the Harp and each other alive in a difficult environment. And thank you for your ongoing participation in AHS.
Thank you, Kathy. Very much appreciated. And we're delighted to have broken that 3,000 member threshold. It's very thrilling, actually. It's a goal that we've been seeking for some time, and I think it's a testament to all of you, to the membership, and to your interest in the Harp and your promotion of the Harp. And I couldn't be happier. I'm very, very grateful. So thank you all. I would next like to introduce on our agenda our chairman of the board, Keela Walton. Keela Walton comes to us from Texas, and she is responsible for the work of your elected representatives to the board. And Keela is going to introduce the membership of the board and acknowledge the outgoing members and our new incoming board members.
Thank you, Lynn. I am pleased to introduce your elected representatives who serve the American Harp Society at the national leadership level. We'll begin with our officers and the members of the executive committee. Lynn Aspness is our president in Saugatuck, Michigan. Lillian Lau serves as our first vice president in Chicago, Illinois. Angela Schwarzkopf is our second vice president in Toronto, Ontario. Elaine Litster, who you met earlier, serves as our treasurer in Simi Valley, California. Marianne Flynn is our secretary and also serves as the Southeast Regional Director, and she is in Atlanta, Georgia. Karen Lindquist has been serving as an appointed member to the EC, and she is an outgoing board member living in New York City. Charles Lynch is in Phoenix, Arizona, and makes up our second appointee to the executive committee. And Susie Spiewak is our third appointed member to the executive committee. She's a director at large from San Francisco, California. Our regional directors are our main line of communication between chapters and the national leadership. Sarah Crocker is an outgoing regional director for the Southern region, and she has also served this past year as the regional director coordinator. She's in Franklin, Tennessee. Jennifer Ellis is our Pacific Regional Director, and she is in Walnut Creek, California. Joan Holland is our Mid-Central Regional Director, and she's in Grand, Michigan. Shalali Hugo is our Western Regional Director in Logan, Utah. Eleanor Nemesto is our outgoing North Central Regional Director in Northfield, Minnesota. Felice Pomerantz is our Northeastern Regional Director in Sudbury, Massachusetts. Vincent Pierce is our South Regional Director, and he is actually in Odessa and in Austin, Texas. Ann Sullivan is our Mid-Atlantic Regional Director, and she is in Colburn, Pennsylvania. And then the rest of our board is made up of directors at large who can live in any geographic region and are elected to serve you, our members. Cindy Hortzman in Plano, Texas. Ray Moores is our outgoing director at large in Seattle, Washington. Jessica Siegel is also an outgoing director at large, and she's in Walnut Creek, California. Brandy Younger in New York City. And we are pleased to welcome our new board members whose terms start right after this meeting. Angie Bemis from Atlanta, Georgia. Jeremy Chessman, who will be our new North Central Regional Director in Springfield, Missouri. Rosanna Chu in Vancouver, British Columbia. Karen Gottlieb in San Francisco, California. Rebecca Tadaro will be our new Southern Regional Director in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Alyssa Torres from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico.
Thank you, Keela. It's a terrific group of people, a tremendous board, and they're all working so hard on behalf of the Harp Society. Couldn't be happier.
They are all excited to serve as your elected leadership.
They are. There's a section of this annual membership meeting that is reserved for a report from the president on the state of the Harp Society, the accomplishments of the last year, and hopefully the aspirations for the coming year. And I am going to focus this report, today's report, in three ways. First of all, we have a strategic plan, and it was this current strategic plan was implemented in June of 2020, and it creates the foundation for the next 5 years for the work of the society. Based on the strategic plan, we have a real direction and a real focus, and that makes me happy. I'm crazy about plans, actually. I really love them. I love having that structure. And what I wanted to do today, focusing on the strategic plan, was to show you through the new website, to show the membership through the new website, how we're implementing these goals and strategic objectives. So this next part of the presentation, Keela is helping me out behind the scenes, and she will be screen sharing directly to the website. The idea is we want you all to do the same thing. We want you to go to the website every day, just start scrolling around, look for information, look for programs, look for things that appeal. There are so many resources on this website, and not only are they there, they are current and they're accessible. These were two of the primary goals of developing and creating a new website, was to create something that was accessible and that where the information could be kept current. And as you can see, we can immediately update the content on the website. We're doing that almost on a daily basis. You can reach us via social media for the Harp Society. You can click just about anywhere and find what you need and easily go back to the top of the website. The search function is right at the very top. And in what they call, apparently this was news to me, these are called shortcuts. The top buttons, the AHS Live, a connection for chapters directly to information about finding a chapter, about joining a chapter, about chapter resources. My AHS takes you to your member login, behind which you will find all of these resources from Summerfest and the YouTube channel access, all this good stuff. And if you know of somebody who's not a member, you're welcome to bring them to the website and click on the join button and see what they think. So we're going to approach this President's Report from focusing on the website and the resources, and then delivering what has been done in the strategic plan from that direction. And I'm going to start with explaining a little bit about why we did Summerfest the way we did. And then I'm going to move on to talking about the strategic plan. So we could not present an in-person conference this summer. And we worked this past year very, very hard on developing this new website and on getting it out there. And the focus of the website to highlight all the programs of the Harp Society. And so our goal behind Summerfest was to bring the programs of the society to you, the specific programs. So the Young Composers Project, the national competition divisions that were online, and the live stream divisions from California. We had interviews with David Day, that amazing tour of the Harp archives, which was brilliant and so informative and really a way to get inside that resource that we often don't get when we meet in person. We had the volunteer service of those 3 Harp techs, Peter Wiley and Karen Gottlieb and Liza Jensen, to bring you the first in what will be an ongoing series of workshops about getting curious about your harp. And we have videos that Peter created for us that are up on the YouTube channel. So everyone who participated in Summerfest was participating from the standpoint of a program that is in place within the society. So we're grateful for that. There's so many people to thank for making that possible, but the first would be the presenters and their willingness to do all of the work to get everything ready. So from that perspective, that brings us back then to the strategic plan and how we access information about the strategic plan from the website. This first slide that you're looking at right now, and it is very small, I understand, is a very straightforward graphical representation of the strategic goals of the society. The strategic goals are listed. Each strategic goal has objectives, which we will get to, and within each objective there are action items. And this basic graph represents where the primary work has been placed this past year in activating the objectives within each strategic goal. I want to be very, very clear and hope that I help the membership to understand that these are not completed events. This is a process. A strategic plan is really a process. It will be with us for the next 5 years, and over those 5 years, the objectives and the goals and the action items will be embedded into the work of the society. So when you look at this graph, it doesn't mean that we have completed 82% of the work that we hope to do on advancing the knowledge and skills of the harp community. It means that we have activated and put into place 82% of the action items that are contained within those strategic objectives and strategic goal. So that being said, I have a breakdown in the coming slides of each of the strategic goals. And while we're doing those, every time this relates back to the website, you're going to see the screen change, and that'll be thanks to Keela there in the background helping me out. So one of our 5 strategic goals is our work to engage a diverse and inclusive membership. Within that strategic goal, there are 4 main strategic objectives. And within those objectives, there are 19 action items. Since June of 2020, we have put into place and activated 14 of those 19 action items. And those are all primarily related to improving, increasing, refining our resources and communications to engage with the membership in new and different ways, and to focus really on the increasing the coverage of the accomplishments of the membership within the e-newsletter and on the new website. So we have a second strategic goal, which is advancing the knowledge and skills of the harp community. Within that strategic, and this is primarily related to programming. Within that strategic goal, the 3 strategic objectives contain within them 17 individual action items. And you'll notice that the first objective is to deliver exceptional national events. And I want to just say that goal will first be achieved in 2022 with the content and the presentation and the focus, really, of the 2022 National Conference. One of the notes that I shared with the board of directors on this was that and you should know this too, the membership needs to know this, the work that was in progress for the 2020 National Conference, and then that conference being rescheduled to 2021, all of the work and all of the programming and all of the artists and all of the focus of that event was around presenting an incredibly diverse and inclusive look at the world of the harp. And had we been able to present that event, it would have been a catalyst to sort of launch the next 5 years. When you see that conference in person in 2024, it is now going to represent a culmination of effort from everybody who went into the planning and who's going to be involved in the presentation of that event. It's a remarkable, remarkable conference, and it's something that we're just going to look forward to for another 2.5 years. And when it comes, it's going to be astonishing. I just want you all to know that we have not abandoned that program. The group preparing that wanted the event to be live, and that's what we're going to do, 2024, and it's going to be a remarkable event. In the meantime, in the last year, the goals of preparing for the upcoming conference were focused on exploring and delving into cultural diversity in so many forms, and to representing aspirations and of musical accomplishment in an incredible variety of fields. I think you're going to be really happy when you see it come down the pike. That's why at the bottom of this slide, we have the information that 14 of the 17 action items that are contained within these strategic objectives are underway and will be completed by June of 2022, because many of those apply to the creation of our national events. So our third strategic goal is going to be a singular focus for the board and your executive committee and you for the coming year, strengthening our connections to American Harp Society chapters. As Keela mentioned when she was thanking Sarah Crocker for her service as a Southern Regional Director and the coordinator for the regional directors, we have been able to, in the last year, implement a structure at the national level that is going to help connect the national organization to the chapters in a more organic and functional way. And a great deal of that work, in fact, the majority of that work, is thanks to Sarah's commitment and to the commitment of all of the regional directors. So you'll notice that within the strategic objectives, I am listing that 4 of the 12 action items that apply to those strategic objectives have been integrated into the operating procedures of the AHS this past year. The goal is to make sure that we have the other 8 action items actively underway in the coming year. So strengthening our connections to chapters, to our membership, to opportunities for the chapters is a primary objective for the coming year within the strategic plan. I think that one of the things that's so wonderful about the website, and don't worry about this, Keela, I didn't mention that we were going to do it, is that all of the regional newsletters and all of the biweekly national e-newsletters are available as resources on the website. If you want to go back and read them, you can. And it's an incredible amount of information and resources that are really helpful and interesting about what everybody does. So our fourth strategic goal is to implement accessible technology, communications, and publications. And I am really delighted to say that of these strategic objectives and the 12 action items that are part of the 3 strategic objectives, we did complete 6 of those this year, and you're looking at them right now. It was fascinating to me that one of the objectives was to make more of an effort for the Harp Society to be online. And I think the COVID pandemic accelerated the speed with which we achieved that, and that was through the decision to partner with the Socio platform for the coming year to provide us a platform to do AHS Live. And so you will find in the next 12 months events coming up that will be publicized, and it will say, go to the app, go to AHS Live. There's a webinar, there's a meeting, there's an opportunity, there's a class that you'll be able to watch. We're going to continue offering things online in that way. And we can do that in part because we focused this past year on the branding and unifying and updating and refreshing the branding and creating our new website. So we could not be happier that those things have been accomplished, and we will continue to work on the other, making all of the resources accessible and the publications accessible through the website and to the membership in the coming years. And our final strategic goal is always to keep in mind that our responsibility is to preserve and maintain the fiscal health of the society and to be able to ensure that the society can continue on into the future. And that's what we're really focusing on, and we have worked on that this year. As you can see, we have implemented 7 of the 14 action items into our regular operating procedures. Much of this comes as a result of the work of governance, of organizational structure, of the work that the governance committee and then the executive committee and the board do to ensure that our structure is sound and our fiscal management, as Treasurer Elaine Litster reported, is well taken care of, secure, and solid. And I think those things will secure the AHS into the future and create opportunity for the harpists going forward, and we're very happy about that. So all of this information and the summary report that I am referencing down to the side on my desktop, because I am paper girl, is available on the website and will be made available on the website. And where we're going with that is in the next slide, or maybe it was way back, I can't remember. We have, sorry, Keela, I jumped around a little bit. And if you've still got the governance page queued up, if you want to show that now, that would be great. And then I will move on to our achievements and awards. If you don't mind doing that, I want everybody to know that they can go to the website and click on Explore, go down to Governance, and this is the page where every resource that has to do with the organizational management and the policies and procedures and bylaws and work that the society is doing, this is where it's all located. It's entirely transparent. It's all available to the membership. And as we update the strategic plan and the action items down within the strategic plan, we will be adding to this web page down at the very bottom, underneath the original graphic from last year, the summary report of activity this year, the summary report for next year when the time comes, all of the updates for where we are. We view this strategic plan as actively driving the work of the society. And it's been a phenomenal year in terms of effort expended by everyone involved with making these things happen. And I'm thrilled with that progress and with the opportunities that it provides for the membership. So take a peek if you want to know anything. And if it's not on the website, let us know and we'll make sure we get it up there. So the next part of my report is the fun part, which is where we get to acknowledge so many of the achievements and accomplishments of the membership this year. We just concluded, as many of you know, the final rounds of the national competition. We have named a new concert artist, and just again, if you saw the interview that our new concert artist just did with Karen Lindquist, it was just fascinating. And the information that chapters can find about the concert artist program is all updated and current on the website. And this is possible because of the structure that we have embedded in the website, where we can update the information so we can keep things relevant and up to date. And you can go today and take a look. You can listen to some examples of Elizabeth playing the harp. And really interesting, there's a brief bio that she provided there, the musical storytelling and her participation in the Harvard Pause for Art project. And at the bottom of the page, you have contact information for how to get in touch with Karen Lindquist, who is the director of the Concert Artist Program, if you would like to have Elizabeth Yo-Wang come and perform as a part of your chapter activities in the coming year. So we welcome you to take a look. Another performing opportunity and interactive opportunity for our competition winners is the Winners Outreach Program. And the Winners Outreach Program has existed for quite a few years. We're delighted that it's there. We encourage regions and chapters to take advantage of it. This is a program that brings winners, competition winners, to their regions and to chapters within their regions for performances or group recitals or whatever you might want. I think something for the regions to think about is there was such success this past year with the online regional Zoom meetings. This might be a place to welcome some of these astonishing young performers to come and perform. So on the website, all of the competition winners are listed by their regional affiliation, and there's contact information and a form for requesting their participation. So we hope you'll take advantage of that. And I can't say enough about these performers and about just the astonishingly remarkable level of accomplishment that every single person who participated in the finals of this competition exhibited in their performance and in their preparation and in everything about their perseverance with dealing with our online environment was remarkable. So we wanted to show that. And then on the winners, on the competition page itself, we have a complete list of all of the finalists and the winners if you want to take a look at that. So my congratulations on behalf of the Harp Society to all of those students and all of those wonderful young musicians. So much creativity and skill were exhibited in listening to them play. And we are thrilled to be able to say that these are our finalists and winners in the 2021 national competition. So take a look at the website. And we're happy that you'll be there. I'd like to move on in our accomplishments. The Harp Society has a program every year where chapters are encouraged to apply and document their work for the past year and be considered to receive, considered to be the recipient of the Chapter of Year Award. Now, what's fun about this year is that nobody knows yet who the Chapter of the Year is, because we were able, through doing this online, to keep it kind of a secret until the point where we are delighted to announce that from the applications received, the Puerto Rico chapter has been named Chapter of the Year. This was an incredibly difficult decision for the executive committee to make. Every application that we read showed the depth and commitment of the membership to the students and to their communities and to the harp. And we just couldn't be happier than to be able to acknowledge the Puerto Rico chapter as our Chapter of the Year. They will receive $300 from the American Harp Society, which will go towards continued programming and outreach for chapter activities. So congratulations to the Puerto Rico chapter. Moving on to what will come next for the Harp Society. Next summer, we'll meet in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the truly stunning Washington Pavilion in downtown Sioux Falls. A gorgeous integrated performance and exhibit space with every possible amenity that you could want to put on a fantastic conference. There are also two churches right behind us, which will the spaces will be able to access for chamber music and for the liturgical and choral and organ and vocal workshops and plans that we have. The programming will be out on the website very shortly. We can't wait to see you in person. We really can't. And the Sioux Falls Conference is going to be a celebration of the 60th anniversary of the American Harp Society, and really the coming together of so many cultures and genres and people and artists and approaches to the harp. It promises to be a truly kaleidoscopic experience that I think so many people are going to enjoy. So I hope you can come and join us there. In 2023, we will be back at the Colburn School in California for the Summer Institute and the 2023 national competition. And we hope to see you there. And then, as I mentioned before, in 2024, the culmination of the programming for the Orlando conference in Orlando, Florida. I think it's going to be remarkable and a truly spectacular opportunity for the Harp Society to celebrate incredible amounts of diversity in programming and artistry and entrepreneurship and creativity. It's going to be remarkable events for the next 3 years. Before we complete, that completes my agenda for this meeting, and I am going to adjourn the formal meeting. I would welcome you to stay online and to enjoy the video performance of the Summerfest Harp Ensemble. This group worked incredibly hard to prepare Cindy Horstman's arrangement for Harp Ensemble of Wayfaring Stranger. The harp parts were coached and prepped by the harp members of the Dallas Jazz Harp Quartet, Laura Brandenburg, Kimberly DeRosa, and Cindy Horstman. And Cindy is entirely responsible for assembling the video production, which is a massively challenging job and time-consuming responsibility, and she did a great job. So I'd like to invite you to stay, watch the video from Wayfaring Stranger, which is our closing event for Summerfest, and then please join us in the reception hall in AHS Live, where we will enjoy music provided by a student of Felice Pomerantz's from the Berklee College of Music in Boston. So thank you all, and thank you for being here, and I hope to see you shortly after the video at our reception.